Today we're going to learn how an apartment complex gets built. Hi, my name is Andreas. I'm an urban planner and an engineer, and today I want to discover how our built environment is created. Welcome to How to Build a World. Nice. First things first, there's a difference between apartment complexes and regular apartments. So a regular apartment only actually just has the housing units. You got the apartment, the housing, the condo, just the housing unit. An apartment complex is a multi-story apartment building that actually also offers other amenities and facilities other than just living. For example, an apartment complex would actually have a private gym, a private pool, heck, even a private garage. And not only that, apartment complexes could actually be mixed-use buildings as well. For example, they could actually have bars, office space, heck, even a grocery store. Leave it all to the imagination. Now I'm actually gonna check out the neighborhood and see what we can find. And I'll show plenty of examples of apartment complexes. This is really cool. Look at that. I got a construction project right next to where I live. So let's go check it out. So you got that crane thing going up there to bring in all the equipment and all the materials to go inside the building. Look at that, completely exposed. The building is made out of wood and steel, and the concrete is mostly just to hold it with the beams and the flooring, and as well the ceiling. It is all one piece. So this building definitely has no exterior. And that machine, this machine is so loud. But one cool thing about, it is cool to have one construction project right next to your place, but it's cooler to have two. Look at that. I'm not sure if they're the same building. This building does not have like one of those pictures in front of the building to say what it's gonna look like. Everybody doubts it. This building will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories or so. It depends. That's how far the elevator and stair shaft is like. So it could be taller, it could be shorter, but at least it has 7 solid floors. So yeah, super cool. So most construction projects actually have an on-site job space to actually work on the building while they're constructing it. So this is the smaller building, or however tall that building would be, pretty medium sized. This is not an apartment complex, but it's at least a good example because most of them are built the same way. However, the apartment complexes are absolutely monstrous and much, much taller than what you actually see right here. Space to go, slowly going up. I want to check out the big buildings. I live in one of them, but yeah, let's check them out. So right now I'm walking in between 2 fences because the construction site needs to have a certain setback from the actual construction site, just so that it doesn't hit anybody or hurt anyone. Safety precautions. Everything is safety in construction. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, look at all these mason blocks. Look at all these bricks. Look at all these bricks. So walking on this job site, you can actually see that it's starting to come together. Put 2 columns on the sides. They're gonna put a patio there. So this is how the building is supposed to look like. You got this little section right here. Little section to make up this little section to go even taller. So yeah, you can see how all this is here. This could be part of the drainage. I don't know what that big cylinder will be for. Maybe sewer or drainage. For safety. Wow. As you can tell, they're actually starting to do the brick. And you can actually see the spacing in between. You can actually see the black tar or the black seal to make sure that the water doesn't break into the building. You can see the concrete slabs, and to be as well made out of wood. This thing is actually made out of brick, steel, concrete, and wood. So many materials, and so loud. So these apartment complexes are going to be joining this block area that's actually called Campus Town here in the city of Champaign. So this building and those two buildings and the buildings across that actually make up the area that's called Campus Town in Champaign. And Campus Town is very special here in the city of Champaign because this is where the majority of students actually live in the city. Because right across on the other side, that's all student living. So right across on the other side is actually the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And it is a huge, huge university. And most of this town is just mainly low residential, single family housing. But no, because we actually have people from all over the world, because we have amazing food here too, somehow. And we actually have these absolutely stunning and crazy big apartment complexes that just about take up the whole area, that can actually be reached out all the way over there. Can be reached out all the way over there and going all the way down the street. And it's really nice to be in this area because this is a mixed-use area. This is a mixed-use place that actually has a grocery center. We actually have Target down the street. Sometimes I shop at Target. We'll see what my budget says. And it actually has many shopping centers and many restaurants. So as you can see, this building actually has a gym, like right on there, and the bottom area is actually mixed use with a bar over there, and student resting area as well, office space. So you actually have so many things going on in this one building. And as well, somewhere along the line right over there is actually a parking garage, a very tiny one because some stuff happened to this building, but there was an idea to make a automatic parking garage here, and that's what actually consists of this whole building. So you got this tall building with so much stuff going on, and this is what actually makes an apartment complex. Look at this place. This place has a giant gym on the second floor, some office space, a parking garage, and a ginormous, I don't think you can see it, but that's actually a basketball court inside this building. My God. I bet the rent here will be crazy. So one building that sticks out from the rest of the grays and blues of the buildings that you saw earlier, there's this like one green building here. Green. It has like green, blue, and it has like that gray ash color and then that brown brick. Personally, I like this building, but let me know in the comments if you think this building looks okay. Is it beautiful? Is it not? Is it square? It's okay, you don't have to like what I like. Look at that. Look at this exposed building. This is crazy. I can see its insides. To actually build an apartment complex, you will need to find a target area on where to build. First, you need to find a site with the right zoning for the apartment complex, or you'll have to change it going through the city council or the planning department. You will need to actually calculate how many buildable square feet you're able to make, or how many apartments you should be able to build. This is mainly done by asking the architect or the land surveyor what is potentially able to be built. And from there, you're able to actually estimate your potential with the rents and expenses from the building. Next, you need to finance your project. You will have to work with a banker or a trustable private party. To make an apartment complex, it costs a lot of money, like millions of dollars type of money. It is a big, complicated building to be able to actually bring in together. So it is a complex system in which you actually have the owner, the architect, the engineer, the contractor to build this building. First, before you actually do anything with an apartment complex idea, you need to know if this is profitable or not. Ways to actually find profitability with your building, you need to actually figure out the return on investment. Will you actually make money building this building? Because just building a building in the middle of nowhere is a big waste of money. The next thing you'll need will be building permits, soil testing, environmental study, and the bearing capacity of the building and the soil. And when you finance your building with the banker, you need to have a certain range of interest rates and required cash down with the bank. First, you need to put down your own money before you can actually take someone else's. And lastly, you need to make sure you have the land survey certificate to have the go-ahead and build. Because surprisingly, what's under the ground is mostly unknown for most people. What's mostly unknown for anybody. No one knows what's under the ground. You can actually, dig up bones. You can dig out pipes. You can dig out an oil reserve. Anything can be down there. Other considerations you need to have. You may have to make a cash offer with very few conditions in order to secure the best spots. Whenever you want to build your building near other similar buildings next to it, which is mostly the best way to go about it, the land is always going to be a lot more expensive. Then once you get all that done, the architect can go ahead and actually make preliminary plans and actually have a much more concise way of how much this project will cost. And once the architect actually designs the building using a software of some sort, you can actually see how beautiful or how square your building can actually become. Many times the developer wants to make the most bang for his buck. Many different ways to make sure to save his money and leverage his own money by using other people's money. That's why the bank. As well, the developer and the owner need to believe on what they're doing. Yeah, you cannot half-ass this. And when the architect and the engineer finally finalizes their plans and specs of the proposal, that's where you actually get the interest on looking at the 3D images of your building, including utilities, concrete, structural, everything that goes in together to make sure that the contractor does a good job in making sure that your dream becomes into a reality. First, you want to actually design the building and then go put it up into a bid just so that the right contractor can come together and make this happen. And you need to make sure that you actually get reputable contractors. And this is where you actually start building your actual building. You develop your timeline of your development and plan on marketing and sign leases for the coming year, because it can take up to several months or several years depending how big and how complex your building wants to be. And once you get all that together, you want to announce this to the world and tell everybody that you actually built this building that actually has apartments, has a gym, has a pool, has the groceries, most likely a Target, have everything in between. And you want to actually appeal to your demographic. And here in Campustown, the demographic are students. So you need to make sure there is a gym. You need to make sure that starting from now on, you make sure everything is COVID-proof. And you just, whatever your imagination takes you. There's some places that has a basketball court on the roof. Or you can, I don't know, put laser tag, something fun, something distant, laser tag. So now you know how an apartment complex is built. So next time you see a tall, beautiful building with a pool or a gym or Target, you will now know it is much more complex than you may think. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like these. And I'll see you in the next one.